Welcome back everyone, we're going to get right into it. We're with part 6 of the Rayman Legends playthrough. We are going to be starting in 600 feet under. So let's begin. Okay, I will be getting back into my little tangent, if you like. Hold B in the air to glide. Oh wait, I know how to glide. That's fine. Plus you can press A, and I prefer to be pressing A. So, oh, well, that was lovely. Restart sequence. Is that the same thing as restart the level? Oh, okay. Restart. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I will be going back into it. I suppose a better time. Well, I suppose I could do it now. Right. My issue is with, you know. Oh crap. No. My issue with Crash Bandicoot now, or well, when he came to the PlayStation 2, right? Crash 2, Crash 3, I really enjoyed. Crash 3, maybe slightly more for me, but that's almost like a... Oh crap, I keep doing that. That's almost like a personal preference in a way. Like, I like Crash 1, but it's a bit too difficult, and he controls okay, but he's a bit, you know, loose, and you know, it's better control than Crash 2 and Crash 3. They did it right there, and, you know, I would say that's fine. Then they did something different. They did racing games. Crash Bandicoot. Well, as I said, racing. They kind of like done like a mini series, if you like. Crash Team Racing, Crash, and Crash Bash. Now, I don't believe Crash Bash was actually done by Naughty Dog. I think it was the first time Activision stepped in. And you know what? I liked it. They did an okay job. Okay, they did an okay job, I will say that. However, then they got into the PS2 era, and it was terrible. Terrible. Well, it was quite bad. I'm normally quite forgiving with certain things, but again, shall we? Oh, unfortunately, they didn't do a good enough job. Just like a certain group we known as Naughty Dog. They tried too hard. That was their problem. They tried too hard to be like Crash 3. Okay? They tried too hard to be like Crash 3. And that ultimately screwed them over, in my opinion. In my opinion, right? Ultimately screwed them over. And, you know, the gameplay didn't control as you'd expect it to be, and I think they just tried too hard to be like the same thing, and then they made everything like the gameplay was boring. The bosses were boring. You thought you'd be fighting the characters again like you used to, but it doesn't seem to be the case. You know, it was disappointing in so many areas, and it's like, maybe if you stop trying so hard to be what Naughty Dog obviously was, Activision, then maybe you make something decent. I wouldn't say Crash Wrath of the Cortex is like like really bad. It's quite bad though. It doesn't hold a candle to also we say another person. This warrior princess saw her kingdom being invaded by the nasty toads, so she swore to kick them out of her kingdom. Yeah, but she's basically like the other two, isn't she? The only difference is she has a sword, or well, a sort of sword. It's like a dagger. But yeah, Anyway, I'm gonna go to the main, well, Heroes Gallery. Oh, look, someone else as well. Who is it? Surprisingly, there's actually one Tinsy that admires Glowbox enough to dress and paint himself like him. Huh? Really? Back to Rayman Mario. Alright. Let's go! So yeah, you know, Crash Bandicoot isn't good. And then, again, they tried to think, you know, let's have another go at another Crash racing game. And I was hyped up for it. I was like, this is gonna be fantastic. What's the time? Okay, yep, let's go into Castle of the Gods? Castle in the Gods? Castle in the Clouds. I don't know where I got gods from anyway. Yeah, you know, they tried to implement this new Bandicoot. To be honest, I'm not too much of a fan of loads and loads of characters. I think that's one thing I didn't like about change so much with Sonic, is that they introduced too many characters to the point where I don't give a shit. And you know, I was happy with Tails, I was happy with Knuckles, I was happy with Eggman. I don't mind if they incorporate different bosses other than Eggman all the time, because I know how that can get a little boring. I mean, Mario, granted, most of the time I think it is Bowser, but they you know, they do different things and it's fine. You know, it's all right. It works for the most part. Mario is Mario, and you know, its universe and whatnot. Crash changed his bosses. Well, yeah, Crash changed its bosses so many times, and then the boss became like your like brother or something, and I was like, what? And you know, here comes a new character, and instead of being like Crash Team Racing, you know, they decided to like, oh, we're going to incorporate, you know, a team of Bandicoots, Team Cortex, Team whatever this is, and you know, and whatnot, and they didn't do a good enough job like Naughty Dog did with Team Racing. Again, they tried too hard to be what Team Racing was with Nitro Kart, and they just, you know, they didn't succeed. They really didn't. It was okay, alright? I didn't say it was terrible, but again, it's because they tried too hard that they didn't do as good. They could have done like something else or something better, but they really just, they didn't do a good enough job, unfortunately, with that. But that's not even the worst of it. That's not even the worst of it. Twinsanity came along. I thought, this is kind of interesting, and I will say for the most part, it's an alright game. But again, there were arguable things with the game, and I'm like, it's not that they're trying to incorporate these new things, but I could already see that Crash was becoming what I call derpy, or what most people derpy. Even the music was derpy, and I was like, okay, Crash Bandicoot was a little dumb, but he wasn't look like it was so derpy like bloomin' Rayman Rabbids. Again, with Rayman, grew up with Rayman, and you know, this is my point. Now Rayman's just turned to like this derpy guy that has no limbs, and it's just like, but Rayman wasn't like that. He was the cool guy, he was the hero guy, and now he's just like a derpy hero guy. Yeah, what happened? What happened to Rayman? Rayman 2, one of my most favourite platformers. Rayman 3 is up there as well. You know, I've got loads. The Spyro 1, 2 and 3, especially Year of the Dragon's probably my most favourite Spyro game. Crash 3's most favourite Spyro game. Twinsanity was alright, but when they started to change, it's not just the design, right? When they started to change the design a little bit, because they obviously wanted to upgrade the graphics, it's like, okay, not too bad, but I say they were just look, the gameplay was okay, but there were just things that weren't too great with, you know, like different things that went on and whatnot. I felt like you could easily get lost in that game as well and Crash to Insanity. That's not the worst of it. Those are the okay games, but not so good as the you know, the classics. They just, you know, didn't do as well. Mine Over Mutant and Clash of the Titans. I think, or Crash of the Titans. I think Crash of the Titans came first, isn't it? I've played bits of Crash of the Titans, and Mine Over Mutant looks exactly the same. I don't like. Okay, I don't like the design, but the design of the characters, but that's personal preference. So that's slightly biased. So I'll say, you know, that's just a personal preference. However, I don't like the way the gameplay is, and I don't like these mutant gimmicks. There's always going to be some gimmicks, and I just feel like, why have they turned Crash into this character, and they've made him even more derpy, and you know, and tag team. I preferred playing the bowling mini game than racing. What does that say? You know, what does that say? And I preferred when Crash was kind of like the silent protagonist who just kind of says "whoa" when he gets hurt. That was fine. He done this cool little dance, but now he just starts mumbling random things like "Hakuwa" and "Wagajabiji," and I'm just like, what? You know, what? And then Spyro. And then Spyro came, right? Spyro, what was it? Enter the Dragonfly, an alright game. They tried to make it like Spyro 3 and Spyro 2 by bringing Ripto back. The gameplay it doesn't feel the same, and again, why? They tried too hard in trying to be like when the classics were, and it just didn't work. Hero's Tale, I don't know. I just find Hero's Tale boring. I don't enjoy it. There's just too much going on and too much. I find it boring. I really do, and tedious at times. I felt like the Spyro games were a bit of a challenge, but I never felt like they were boring or tedious. I always felt like the way Spyro was fun. They also had like slight humor in it as well. You know, you would enjoy playing it and defeating the enemies, but here in there, it's just like they've took that away. And, you know, Spyro isn't so much derpy. It's got a new design, and it isn't too bad of a design, I will say that. But, you know, it started to get like that. And then they introduced a new series altogether. And you know what that was? Spyro the New Beginning. Now, wow, this is actually pretty cool looking. Actually. I can imagine this being like Mr. Dark's lair or something. This is actually pretty cool looking. Alright, I'm a Cortex soon, don't know. But yeah, they introduced a new series called the New Beginning series. Okay, now it's fine. The New Beginning series are fine if you take out the equation of it being like, you know, the classics, because they're not. Now I will say one thing, I don't mind the series, but they introduced combat, and you know, they like I say, it's a new beginning, so you think, oh, okay, I'm not sure if fans want a new beginning, but maybe they thought, oh, because they actually realised they haven't done a good job, that they figured maybe doing a complete new change to Spyro, making it a dark and evil, you know, situation, and being more serious, because Spyro 1, 2 and 3 was serious, but at the same time there was, you know, there was comedy, there was comic to it, you know, whereas this is just pure seriousness. You know, you wouldn't imagine a kid playing that game when he was younger, because it was just too serious and too dark. Granted, there wasn't like there's not blood and gore or anything, but you just know that, you know, dragons are dying, people are dying, and you know, all this gun destruction everywhere, people being captured. You know, it was too dark. The only comical person was Sparks, and then they kept changing his voice, which was another annoying thing. I like the New Beginning series for being its own original series, but if you try and think, oh, but it's not Spyro, then yes, you're right, they did a bad job. So you know, I'll take into equation that it's its own game, so that's fine. But what most people were saying, oh well, it's not Spyro. Like my friend, he was like, I don't like the series. Why is it like this? Why is there combat? You know, there was nothing wrong with just charging and then just flaming, and that's fine. Why is there all this different elemental stuff? We're not bothered about elemental stuff. I used to remember the times where you would like speak to a fairy or something, and they give you a temporarily power up. I liked things like that, you know, but not. I'm not so bothered about all these different power ups, all these different combos, and all these other. Well, what? All these amazing other stuff. You know, you don't need it. Too many gimmicks, too many things. You just don't need all that stuff. I like it for what it is, though, but it's not a Spyro game. And then Skylanders. Never played it, but it's enough to make you think, wow, Spyro's going down like Crash. They're making this design derpy, and now it's sort of become a non-Spyro game. And you know, I kind of expect Crash to make an appearance, and I kind of expect Rayman to make an appearance now. I really do in that. You know, I just think, what is this, you know? Come on. You know, I just... What happened? Sly, right? This is a good example, though. I did absolutely terrible. Anyway, Sly 1-3, great series for the PS2. And then they eventually done Sly 4, which is new-ish. It's not like really old, it's recent. And you know what? I was worried they were going to mess it up, but they did a good job. And I believe they kept their the whatchamacallit. I believe they kept the same like character voices, which again, nostalgia. And you know, they incorporated the being able to play with different Sly ancestors, and you know what, it was really fun. I may go to say that I think Sly 2 might be my all-time favourite, close to Sly 3, but I do, you know, I did enjoy it. Sly 4, you know, I felt like they did a good job, and I was like, yes, you know, you didn't disappoint me. You know, let's send the next level, why not? You didn't disappoint me. Why, you know, what happened to Spyro and Crash? What, you know, this is a good example of what it could be like. They kept everything, but they introduced new gimmicks that worked, new levels, you know, a new boss, but it worked, you know. The only thing that bothered me, but this is a personal preference, is that because you go back into the past, I was kind of expecting or hoping there to be a throwback to Clockwork. That was the only disappointing thing, is there was no throwback to oh, right. I didn't want that, but I didn't want that. Never mind. But yeah, that was the only thing anyway. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. It only proves that some things can be done good, but you know, for some reason they're not. You know. Drop down. There we go. There's probably more examples I can think of, though. I'm not, like I say, ignore the fact that I don't like design and whatnot. Just think it as, ouch. Oh, I don't anyway. Just think of it as, you know, it's a personal thing, but the actual gameplay sucks. And, you know, yeah, obviously it could have been a lot better. It really could have. Go! Oh, you again. Or another one. You're not gonna stop me. before I do that. Goodbye. Oh, not this. Oh, no, 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 no. Kill yourself. Oh, shut. Oh, this is not going to be easy. Oh, man, I'm not going to enjoy doing this. Drop. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh, right. Oh, damn it. Ooh. But this proves my point to Rayman Legends anyway, in Origins. I'm taking it as... Oh, whatever. I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking it as, alright, Rayman, you're your own game. Even though you can tell that Rayman Origins, hence being named Origins, was trying to, you know, go back to its roots. And they did an okay job, but it's, you know, it's no, you know. It's a no. I was actually hoping it would, you know, obviously be better than that and stuff. I want him to die. I want to kill him. But I can't. There we go. Sorry, had to do it. You didn't do what I wanted you to do. There we go. That's better. Oh. I hate it when my PVA just dies. Well, not dies, but it just like blanks out on the screen. And I'm just like, what happened? No, what are you doing, you fool? Why is he just going on his own? You should have waited. Wait, why am I... Oh, I'm over here now. Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, don't know how I was meant to get that. I'm doing terrible. I'm doing terrible. Come on, let's get him. Let's get him. Let's get him. Bush, bush. Oh crap. Oh crap. I'm terrible at this. You can do it, Greybox. Someone believes in you. I don't think... Oh! Ah, whatever. Fine. Same thing? Yeah, just randomly grab his nose. Yeah, I have a feeling it was going to be a rinse and repeat, you know. That happened last time. It's It's gonna be exactly the same thing. It's gonna be like one of those things where you just like, oh yeah, you know, chase after the dude. Next level, Falcon punch his ass, and then I thought it was backside. Yeah, I did terrible in terms of lums anyway. I'll come back and do this off screen. Hardly scary though. I did think, oh, Mr. Dark there, but hardly scary. Hey, don't forget that you have some unscratched. I know. We're actually going to end. It's quite long. We're going to end with lucky tickets. Lucky ticket. Yeah. Well. Yeah. New creature off. Pilaf. 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 Sounds like Dragon Ball. I unlocked another creature. I'll go see him in a minute. And another creature. Creatures galore, man. Even though I don't really know what they're for, they're just there. Lums. Nice. Got way more lums than the Rayman series anyway. Normal Rayman series. It's just like, what? I think there was like 800 lums to begin with or something. And then there was like another one. There was like, in Rayman 2, I think there was like, what was it? What was it in Rayman 2? Well, in another version of Rayman 2, I think it's Rayman Revolution. It's like 1,000 lums in that game. It's just like, I keep changing. What happened to, like, what are those electrons or whatever? Because they didn't have lums in Rayman 1. But they introduced them in, well, they had like the purple lums, I think, the ones you swing on. I think they were called lums in that game. But they mainly introduced that in Rayman 2, so yeah. Alright, I think that's enough and enough ramble jamble. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time in, I believe it's is it part 8? Part 8? No, part 7. Part 7. We'll just have a look and see what level we're going to be in next. I'll see you guys in the next recording session. Anyway, so I can't unlock this yet, so I may do this off screen. Or maybe not, we'll see.